Good morning, good morning. I'm just getting ready and I figured I would pop on because my inbox is bananas this morning. So say hello if you are on this morning. Good morning, my friends. So I am in Phoenix, which is hilarious because I accidentally tagged Maui last night, which was probably very confusing. But I just wanted to say good morning. Here, let me see all of you joining. And hi Natalie. Natalie Frank was literally the biggest cheerleader a girl could ask for last night, watching the live training. How many of you guys were on? How many of you were able to take part in it? It was honestly bananas. I was just voice texting two of my best friends. And I'm like, I am so glad that I don't have to worry about the technology required to host hundreds of thousands of people on an online event. But two, it was just so amazing for me to be able to just represent a lot of the questions and things that we have, especially as women. So if you have no idea, oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for just cheering. And honestly, I could feel so much presence and the power of your presence, and the chat was just so awesome. So I want to kind of dissect what I wish parts I would have said. I seriously think I blacked out a little bit. Have you ever had that where you're like so nervous about something and then you're like, I actually don't remember what happened? And so basically what happened last night is my business coach, Dean Graziosi, made this incredible training. And the training is called KBB, and you've probably heard me talk about it over the last year. So last year I dialed it back on my own education because usually, I take a lot of online courses. Like I learn a lot throughout the year. I am a total sucker for a sales pitch, and I want to just learn things quickly because my time is like so valuable to me. And so last year, having Conley, I realized like I don't have as much time to devote to online learning. And so I really decided to just dial it back. And so I took one program last year and it was called KBB. And it stands for the Knowledge Broker Blueprint, which might sound like a confusing title, but essentially what it means is that you have knowledge. And how can you get what you know, either what life has taught you or what you've learned, out into the world to teach and help and make a difference? And it was super interesting to me this last week because we did a lot of polls on my Instagram, and I was just paying attention and messaging a lot of you guys and sliding into your DMs and asking you, like, at the end of your life, do you want more impact or do you want more income? And I think a lot of times we're saying, well, why not both? I think that's a really good question to ask. But at the same point too, at the end of our life, like what difference does money in a bank account mean if we don't feel like we left our mark? Like if we don't feel like we actually made a difference? And so essentially what it is it's a program. And what is incredible and what we didn't like communicate last night, because basically I was like, oh my gosh, we need to do this course justice. Like I am a student of this course. And I want to leave you value today, even if you're like, I don't want a course, that's okay. But essentially what needs to happen first, and this is in life and in business and in relationships, is this mindset shift. And Tony Robbins is honestly probably one of the best human beings when it comes to personal development and mindset shifts. And so what I think is really cool is that when you create a program, like you're not just a one and done if you're a good educator. And so they just released the newest edition of the program. I have a runny nose, sorry. And the newest edition includes mindset. And I want to know how many of you struggle with mindset? Because I will honestly say I used to roll my eyes when like top business people would be like, the number one thing that you need to run a successful business is a good mindset. And I'm like, and a marketing strategy and an email list and you need to follow. But I honestly have realized, especially like as a mom with my time getting limited over the last year, happily limited, and realizing like I have to push through some of these blocks that I am making for myself and these excuses that I am making for myself. I have realized that the difference between just kind of going for it and like putting yourself out there is 100% mindset. Even last night, I have to be honest and say that I was battling a lot of like negative self-talk where in my brain it was like, who are you? Who do you think you are? You are just a mom from small town Minnesota. Like, why do you think that you deserve to be here? And like, why should anyone listen to you? And I want you to know that like no matter what level of the game you get to, you will always have these thoughts. Like, I was having a conversation with some women and I was like, have you ever watched men like posture themselves like, well, I do this, and then the next person's like, I drive this car, and then the next person's like, I have this jet, and you like watch the like ego happen. And the reason is because we all are insecure. Every single one of us. I don't care if you're Tony freaking Robbins. Tony's an insecure person just like all of us. And so before I like got ready to like go on, I'm like, did they mess up? Why am I here? Why am I here? And I'm like I'm on this like this train of like thoughts, and I'm like, no. Hey babe, Drew's watching. And I'm like, Jenna, bring it home. And I think that when we talk about mindset, when we think about mindset, there has to be this colossal shift in who do I think I am to why would I not? Why would I not? And so what was so beautiful about last night is that I know how incredible the program is that they built. And when I say I've taken a lot of online courses, babe, you're watching right now. How many online courses have I taken over the years? How many times have you walked into the bathroom and I'm listening to modules inside of a program and like taking notes on a napkin? I love learning. And so what's so wild is I'm like, when you are so close to something you've built, tell me if you've ever done this before. When you are so close to something that you have built personally, it's really hard to talk about it, right? I don't know if you guys are on my email list. I really hope you are, but about a month ago, I sent out this email series of when I was in New York with my Aerie sisters. And I met this girl named Lola. I still remember her name because we're sitting down at a table and I'm like, Lola, like, what do you do? Which I hate that question. Give me hearts if you hate that question. And so I'm like, Lola, what do you do? And her girlfriend pushes Lola out of the way and she's like, let me tell you about Lola. And she starts talking about Lola's gift of writing. And she's like, Lola can write like no one else can. And when Lola writes, like, you just want to keep reading. Like, it's captivating and you laugh and you cry. And her friend is like literally like, I'm watching Lola's pride just like raise up and this like confidence settle in. And I'm like, we all need Lola's friend in our life, right? Like, we all need a Lola's friend in our life who's saying, let me tell you about. And so as I thought about it last night and as I was getting ready, I'm like, I'm going to go on this stage and I'm going to be Lola's friend tonight because I have watched the amount of work that my business coach, Dean, has put into this program. And I've watched the amount of times him and Tony Robbins have stayed up until 2 a.m. after a 12-hour event in Vegas just to record more material. And if I can be Lola's friend in this situation and say, let me tell you about this course because I've taken it and it's changed my life, that's what needed to happen. And so when I got on there, I think what happens so often is that we're so close to our own genius and we so often doubt the work that we've done. And we're like, I really tried hard to build that, but like, was it really good? Or like, did I miss this? Do I need to add more? Have you guys ever felt like this? Like where you're like, I've worked so hard on this thing, and then I'm like, I don't know if it's enough. And so my job, don't worry, this is just primer. My job was, when I got on there last night, was to be Lola's friend and to say, oh, you didn't forget a dang thing. This thing is whole and magic and perfect. And to talk about my own experience, because I am not as close to that experience as Dean and Tony are, the ones who created it. And I can be the hype girl, because if I believe in it so much, you better not hope that I'm going to shut up about it. And so it was funny, because I got on there and I sat down, and I don't know if I've ever seen Tony Robbins so quiet in my life. And I said, are you boys going to let a girl talk? And this was before they went live. It was like 20 seconds. And I'm like, hey guys, are you going to let me talk? And they were like, yep. And I'm like, wow. So I don't know if you guys saw, but they sat back, and I got to be Lola's friend, in a sense, for something that I so deeply believe in. Last night I got back to the hotel. My entire team is here, 10 incredible women who made matching t-shirts that say Mom Jeans Girl Vibes. And we were just talking, and I was like, if I didn't have conviction in what I was selling, then I would be really disappointed right now. Because so often we're pitched all of these things, and you're like, do they actually use that? I mean, like, I can't tell you how many times people are like, do you actually use the Arm & Hammer toothpaste? And I'm like, yes, I have never shared something that I don't actually use. And with the online world, it's so hard to tell, like, did you actually take this course? And I'm like, let me walk you through lesson by lesson and walk you through the tools and give you this example of Dean talking about a car salesman and how to not be like one. And I'm like, yes. And so it was really exciting for me to be able to just go on and like hype up one of my mentors and remind him of the work that he's done to build something that is changing lives. I think so often we get so caught up in the numbers, and we're like, man, like, if I can just impact more people, but maybe it's not always about more. Maybe it's about one. Maybe it's about that one person who was watching and they saw a story that looked oddly similar to theirs. Maybe it was about the person who didn't buy the course, but they left feeling inspired, like they could make a difference. Maybe it's about the person who finally made an investment on themselves for the first time. I had so many DMs after, and they're like, I did it! And I'm literally sitting there in my bed, pumping with like a blanket over me, and I'm like, hello friend, it's Jenna. I'm so sorry if you can hear my pump, but oh my God, like, you did it. This is so exciting. I spent an actual hour just videoing people back last night, because I care about the power of one. If I ever get too big to care about the power of one, then I need to be done with all of this. Because I have watched people just transform and transform and transform. I've watched people finally bet on themselves. I've watched people finally say, maybe I am made for more. I've watched people try and fail and try again. And if I ever lose the ability to see the goodness in just one step, in just one decision, in just one purchase, in one investment, whatever that looks like, then it's time for me to step out of this game, because that's not what it's about. It's not about the masses, it's about the message. And so when I got back last night, I like had this moment where I was like, dear God, what happened when we were live? Because I honestly don't even remember it. And my mom was like, hey, Dad watched his first webcast. And I was like, oh my God, my dad was watching? What did Dad think? And, it's like you start to doubt everything. I was like, I needed my team to be Lola's girl for me. Like, I walked in the door and I was like, how was it? Like, what happened? What happened? And they were like, oh my God, it was so good. But it's like, we all need Lola's hype girl, right? And so I just wanted to let you know, if the course was something that you were like, okay, I think I actually need this in my life, and if you want to know, did I actually take the course? The answer is yes, I've taken it twice. then I want to be Lola's hype girl for you. So I don't know if you guys know this. I didn't share it too publicly because I didn't want to get a bajillion questions, but last year I walked with 1,000 students through the program. And when I say that, I don't mean that I was an absent leader in a Facebook group. I don't mean that like I would just pop on and do a Q&A and log off for the week. I know some of my students are on here. Cornelia, I saw you are on here. I saw a handful of you guys commenting. I walked through life with this group of people as they walked through the program. And I can tell you that I have never been a part of a community like this. Natalie, you're on here right now. Where like we were in it for each other. And for me, it became a lifeline. And I don't know about you right now, but maybe you're thinking like, I can't sign up for a program. I never keep promises to myself. I'm like, oh no, like let me be Lola's hype girl for you and let me help you get through this, because we all have different needs, different ideas. But guess what, guys? I've been around this game for a decade. And I have learned so much through trial and error. I've wasted so much time. And I always say time is your currency. But when you look at it, can you go out and earn more money? Great. So if you have the money, awesome. But can you get back your time? No. And so I'm not doing this to like hard sales pitch you. That's not the reason why I'm doing this. But I'm saying if you actually need a hype girl to hold you accountable to the promises that you want to make yourself, let me be your hype girl. It was honestly my greatest honor. If you watched the training last night, you heard that Dean said that he literally stole his idea from me about how to help people implement, because that is my gift. My gift is helping people follow through with the promises that they make themselves. And I don't do it in an absent leadership sort of way. I am in it with you, in the thick of it, and learning alongside of you too. I think there's this common misconception that our mentors have it all figured out. And when I took the course, I was getting on and being like, oh my gosh, I just had this takeaway. Heather Nixon, if you didn't automatically get added to my group, then just email support@mastermind.com and then just say, I want to be in Jenna's group, and they can scoot you over for me. Natalie, you are just amazing. If anyone doesn't know Natalie Frank, oh my gosh, someone said, please stop talking and tell us about all the products. I'll go really fast. But anyways, okay. Real quick before I show you my makeup, since you're curious, if you go to jennakutcher.com/KBB, you can see what's inside the program. You can watch a video of my actual students, like my students, not Dean and Tony's students, my students. You can see what's inside of it. You can walk through exactly, I mean, it is the most epic sales page I've ever seen in my whole damn life. So jennakutcher.com/KBB. Oh my gosh, Catherine said 7 months pregnant, dove in headfirst last night. OMG, loving it already. Oh, Catherine, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And then Laura K said, my favorite was Alive with Jenna in the group where we were both nursing our babies. Yes. I mean, literally, like, life was happening, and I'm like, this is not easy for me to dive in and take a course either, but I'm doing it with you. Here for More said, signing up this weekend. Oh my God, if you guys jumped in, just say hi. This is so exciting. The reason why I was up till midnight, like, responding to voice texts and being like, oh my God, you did it, is I know it's a big deal. It's a really freaking big deal. And if we don't celebrate big deals in our lives, then why the heck are we even living? Oh my goodness. So jennakutcher.com/KBB, I'll be Lola's hype girl for you. And it really is a program that I believe in. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it. Okay, products really fast. I don't even know if you guys care or not. Okay, so I actually use Beauty Counter products. I went to like a safer, all natural kind of thing. So I mix both of the skin things for my complexion. This is their eyeshadow palette, clearly very used. I have their blush and their highlighter. I also like Wander Beauty for clean product. My mascara is not clean. I really struggled to find a good clean mascara. So I have Too Faced, and I don't know what this is because there's no label on it. I would be a terrible makeup blogger. My brush set is from Showpo. The founder of Showpo was on my podcast. Trying to look. A lot of Beauty Counter and a lot of Wander Beauty are my favorites. So I hope that's super helpful. Okay, well, I am so just grateful. I hope that this kind of explained what the heck was going on last night and why I was so excited and honored. I got to share one final thing. I'm so sorry. This is going really long. So last night, being on stage was really cool. That was really, really cool. But you want to know the coolest moment of my day yesterday is I got back to the hotel last night, knocked on a door at the hotel. The door flung open and 10 people, 10 women on my team were sitting there, laptops open, margaritas in hand, well, tequila in hand, in matching t-shirts, hanging out and cheering. And it was so crazy because I'm going to try to figure out how I can do this for you guys. But I literally found an audio clip from the first course that I ever taught back in 2015. And it's literally just audio, me talking. I sound like I'm from California. And I'm like, hey guys, I'm so excited to talk to you about this one thing. And I played it for my team, and I literally just picked a random module to play. And in that module, it was talking about outsourcing and hiring. And at that point, when I recorded that, I didn't have a single team member. And I looked around the room at 10 insanely incredible women, mothers, wives, like hard workers, graphic designers, copywriters. I mean, like everything, like our team. And I wanted to bawl. That was my moment. That was my moment. My moment was not on stage. My moment was not in front of hundreds of thousands of people. It was in front of 10 women who I love so dearly, who love each other fiercely, who work from home, who do what they love, who travel to Arizona to be my hype girl, and to work hard for you guys. And as I listened to myself, my 2015 self, start to talk about outsourcing and freeing up your time and hiring the right people and building a team, I was like, oh, this happened. This was a manifestation of what I was talking about 5 years ago. That was my moment. Okay, I love you guys. I hope you had an amazing, amazing day. Anyways, I'm going to go hang out with my team, get back to work, figure out how we can serve you at the next level. And I'm just so excited. Abby, happy tears all around. Have an amazing day, friends. Love you guys.